What's going on, guys? Time for another episode of The Real Man Show. We started this bad boy in Connecticut in season 1, and here we are season 2. Where are we?
Tucson, Arizona, baby.
You guys probably remember this guy, Navy SEAL, CEO of Bottle Breacher. We decided it was time to come out, make some breachers, learn about the process, and then do some other cool stuff, huh?
Yeah, so we're gonna get these guys, make them some breachers, make sure they know how to use the breachers, then we're gonna get them out to the range for a little long distance shooting.
I'm just really excited to have our number 3 back. Like, the whole living across the country thing is a little challenging, but I have no problem coming to see him. Pretty excited.
So we've had you in Connecticut, we've had you in Rhode Island, we've had you in Texas, we've had you in Arizona, Vegas, so.
I know, man. I mean, it's just,
home front.
sometimes things just fit, dude.
I think it's time to make some breachers. Maybe give me a new shirt. I'm a little washed out after that pool episode.
That thing is definitely looking pretty nasty.
Looks like you dragged it here.
Smelling a little more nasty.
Let's roll that open. You guys saw in past episodes how Eli made some Real Man Show breachers. Well, we figured we'd sort of strip it back to the basics, huh?
Yeah, so you got some raw material in your hands. All of our raw material comes from right here in the USA because we are a Made in the USA brand, and that's important to us. So what you got here is a dummy grenade. Looks something like this. And then you've got a piece of brass that we buy up from Army and Marine Corps bases. And so we're gonna take you through the process of how we take this raw material and turn it into the most badass bottle opener ever created.
I mean, I'm a big believer that behind every good man and good company is an even better woman.
I'm 100% a believer in that, for sure. Well, it's great now that we've been at it for about 5 years and we've figured out how to do it, where our swim lanes are. But it's one of the most difficult things you can honestly do, and I don't recommend it to most people, but I do consider, seriously.
Well, we got to spend the whole day with you yesterday.
Yeah.
So we got to see how it works.
You did.
And she's really the boss.
Pretty much. Thanks, dude, really? But no, I don't recommend it to most people, but those that are able to do it successfully, I think that they find that their marriages and relationships are actually stronger because of it. So what we do is we start with one of these regular pieces of brass that we pulled out of the bin over there. First thing we got to do is resize it. So you slide it in there, pull that handle. The reason we got to resize these is because once there's an explosion that goes off in this cartridge, it deforms it. So this resizes it to get it back to the right size. Now we've got to bring it over to the trimmer right here. We're going to turn this on and you're going to just stick it in there. Rotate it around a little bit. All right. Now we're gonna come over here. We're gonna grab a projectile. So you put it in there. Yep, there you go. Go ahead and put it in there. Put the projectile in when you do it. Right, like so, and pull it down. Awesome. Where the 50 cal rounds come from is Army and Marine Corps bases. Once these guys train up their troops, the brass gets piled up, loaded into big boxes, and then they auction them off to guys like me.
That's great. So instead of the whole process getting melted down, they can actually get some money back.
Absolutely. So basically what we're doing is we're recycling ammunition, turning it into the most badass bottle openers known to man. And that's what you're doing here today.
All right, so we've gone through a couple steps. Here we are so far. What's our next step from here?
Now we're gonna take it over to the CNC Mill and we're gonna put the patented bottle breacher cut in that bad boy.
Awesome.
Let's do it. All right, so check this out, Mike. Now we're gonna take this 50 cal round that you just resized, reloaded. We're gonna throw it in our fixturing. Wedo here is gonna slide it into the Herco, and then we are gonna put the patented bottle breacher cut in that. So go ahead and put that right there in the V block.
Make sure it's up against the bolt.
Yes, sir. Rotate that. Tighten her down. Hey, Mike, if selling cars, Fords doesn't work out for you, bro, I got a job for you right here.
I told these guys, I promised I wouldn't take their job.
All right. I don't think Wedo's scared, dude.
No.
I don't think
half turn, Wedo?
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
right, Mike, so now that we've actually reloaded, pressed, put a new projectile in, you've taken it over here, throw it in the CNC mill and put the patented bottle breacher cut. One thing that you'll notice is you'll notice a lot of jagged metal, right? And that's not good. If our customer runs his finger in there, there's a good chance he'll get cut. So what we've got to do now is we've got to deburr this bottle breacher. So what we'll do is we'll take it and we'll throw it right in here in the vibratory tumbler. This is like, it's got water, it's got, it's got media that has kind of like a sandpaper on it. And think about a rock in the ocean. When you pick up a rock out of the ocean, you know how smooth it is? Well, after time and pressure getting washed around and banging against other rocks, they get really smooth. And that's exactly what this machine does. All right, so Mike, now that we've resized, reloaded, cut the bottle breacher, tumbled it, the next step is coming into here to powder coating, or it'll get sent out to chrome plating and put that extra nice shine to the product. All right, so the reason, Mike, that we put that rubber on the tip is so when we go over to spray it, we don't want any of the powder coat getting on the actual projectile. Oh my goodness. Look at what we got here, Mike. I don't want to be anywhere near this guy when he's got a gun in his hand.
We're not safe, but.
The reason we do powder coat on our bottle breachers is because we wanted an industrial finish, something that's going to be strong and last the test of time. When these things get thrown into the junk drawer, which they should never get thrown into the junk drawer, you should buy a bottle breacher holster so it can go near your beer, on the fridge, or in the man cave. Yeah, I can show you the holsters, but we can do any color over here. So now the next step after we spray it over here is we've got to throw it in that 14-foot oven right there and bake it at like 400 degrees.
How long does it have to stay in there?
It depends on what we're trying to do and what product, but around 20 to 30 minutes, I believe. So what we do is we take this bad boy, we slide it down into here, little basket, right like so. Shove it down in there.
All right, so Eli, why don't you talk us through real quick a couple of these different designs, the concepts behind them.
Right, so this is from one of my favorite quotes, "Evil triumphs when good men do nothing," and it's from Edmund Burke.
Dads against boyfriends?
Boom, dads against boyfriends. You've got the 50 cal in here, shotgun shell, 9mm. A lot of people never even see the detail that we put into these bad boys, but dads against boyfriends, 2 Glock pistols, and a couple Benelli shotguns there.
No, we brought in a male model.
Ooh!
You guys gave me the wrong.
Yes.
I got the wrong size.
No,
Hey,
no.
sexy.
We gave you the right
How
size.
Look at this.
As a matter of fact.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
All right, so they're finally gonna let me wear a t-shirt, like a real t-shirt.
And dude, I'm sorry to cover up your shirt, but we flew all the way out here from Connecticut for warm weather, and it's 40 degrees out here. I'm not thrilled about that.
Where can everybody get this shirt?
Well, if you go to www.bottlebreacher.com, we're gonna have them available.
Yeah, you might have to look around for a little bit, but we'll figure out where to put them on there.
Done scaring all your employees.
Okay, all right.
I think the most important element here is we've got a beautiful product that we need to use.
Right, so you guys learned how to make a bottle breacher from start to finish today. This is the final process. You gotta always T&E, test and evaluate and make sure that they work, right?
Yeah.
All right, so there's only one way to do that. I've got the Long Live the Veteran Brotherhood Freedom Frag. What do you got, Kyle?
Make America great again.
And the Moab Marine Corps from our honorary Marine here. All right, test them out,
Beer for
boys.
Dragon.
Oh, beautiful. Breacher up.
Cheers, boys.
You're supposed to cheers.
Sorry.
You, like,
sorry.
blew that
I
there.
know,
I'm
dude.
so excited.
And a real quick thank you to all the ladies who watch the show. To us, being a real man isn't about watching women jump on trampolines and getting hammered. It's about living a life filled with respect and integrity. All of us have beautiful wives and children, and so it's all about doing the right thing in life, understanding who you are, owning being a real man, and just doing the right thing. So ladies, thank you all so much. Thank you for everybody for watching and sharing. And
I'll cheers to that.
Cheers.
Get some breachers.
On the inhale, not on the exhale. Find that pregnant pause.